Welcome to class number 3 of the Victoria Sewalong for February. I won't be showing my face today because I am under the weather, so I have no makeup, haven't done my hair, so I'm just going to hopefully get this done and up on YouTube. I hope this works. I'm going to pretend this is a live because I don't have editing software, so bear with me, you guys, as I try and figure all of these things out. So the next step of the Victoria is going to be the zipper panel. So we want to take our zipper panel pieces right here. And we want to fold it down on each small side by marking a line, and that is instruction number 36 on page 20. So let's make that mark on all 4 pieces. Hope everyone's doing okay today. I've got this cold or flu bug that's going around, so just trying to get over it. My husband nicely shared it with me. He tends to do that. So if you're following along, again, this is step number 36 on page 20 of the pattern. Okay, now we're going to take some double-sided tape. There it is. And we're going to put that along the edge of all 4 of these. So let's turn them all together like this. Okay. And turn them around, do the same thing. Okay, now we want to take the backing off and fold it down to the line. Oops, the whole thing came off. Okay. Now you want all 4 of these to be the exact same size, because it will show in the final product. So you take, I'm going to take one of my vinyl ones and fold it up. And then make sure that these are together and fold it up the same way. Because you never know, your cutting might have been off a little bit. Looks like mine was. Hang on. Let me do this sideways so I can see proper. There we go. So I want to fold it up where that meets. Okay, and we want to do the same thing with the lining. Fold it up so it's the same size as the vinyl. There we go. Put them side by side. Make sure. Must have cut the vinyl just a little bit too long. So we'll do it again with this piece. Make sure that it's same size. There we go. Okay, now we want to take our, hang on a second, I'm just going to read over the pattern. Going to take our zipper. Okay. Let me just double check the length of the zipper. One minute, everybody. Okay, on page 6, you will see what the length of the zipper needs to be. So I will cut that now. And then give it a quick little burn. Okay. Now, what I want you to do is take a pen that's going to show up on your zipper, and I want you to look at this zipper really close and find out which tooth, which side has the top tooth. Okay? Let me just turn on the machine here. And whichever side has the top tooth, I want you to just put a tiny little mark right here on the corner. See? Just right there on the corner. Okay? Then you can take your zipper apart. And then there is a mark that you have to make on the right side of your lining. So you're going to want to make that mark. On both pieces of your lining. Okay? And I'm going to try something different. I was watching Nicole from Sonar do this, and I thought, wow, that's a pretty cool idea. You're going to take your zipper, your one side of your zipper tape. Hang on, let me just make sure I've got this right. You want, okay, and your teeth, you're going to lay right, actually, sorry, double-sided tape first. All the way across the top. Of your lining. I'm going to try this side. Okay, and you're going to take the teeth side right here of one of your lining pieces and line it up with that mark you made. Okay? Line it up against that mark. And then you're just going to do a quick little baste. Actually, yeah. Quick little baste across the top of that. Oops. Okay. Now, and I hope this works, you are going to take that zipper and just bring it up like this. See that? Bring it up like this, and then stick it down across the rest of that lining piece. Okay? So now you've made your 90-degree angle on your zipper, which I think is pretty cool. Just bring it up there to meet, and I'm going to put just a little clip there for now. And now you're going to put tape across the top of your exterior. Because remember, exterior is always right sides together for something like this, okay? Right sides together. So the right side of the zipper will be going against the right side of the exterior. With linings, it's always right sides up. Right side of the lining is up, right side of the zipper is up. Now we want to tape this down across the top of that zipper that we just taped to the lining. And then that'll take care of that 90-degree angle. And I think Nicole might be onto something, because that was pretty cool. Make sure everything is lining up properly. If it's not, you can always undo your fold here and do it back up again and fold it a little bit more, which I think I have to do here. There we go. There. Okay, so now we can work on the other one. And what you want to make sure of here is that this is going the opposite way, okay? So you want to make sure that the teeth are facing this way, okay? Let me make sure of that, yep. And you're going to sew down here, all right? Just a basting stitch across here. Okay. Uh-oh, I forgot to put the tape on, and I can tell because it moved. So we're going to try that again. And I'll remember to put the tape on this time. There we go. Okay, this time I'm just going to put the tape from that mark to the end, because we really don't need it all the way to the end for the lining piece. Okay, let's try this again. Right sides up, both the lining and the zipper, okay? Put that against that mark you made, okay? And now we baste just across that little area there, the top of the zipper. Okay. And now move that zipper so that it's 90-degree angle, and you can clip that. And then tape it all the way down onto the lining. Okay, and now you're going to take that exterior and do the same thing as last time. This time you're going to put it right at the end, put it up, oh, broke another one, put it over that 90-degree angle, and then all the way down. Okay. Okay, one more time, make sure that they're the same size, and they are. And this isn't staying put. There we go. And now we're going to put our zipper foot on. I sure hope I've done this right. The zipper is up here. The zipper's, yes, that should be right. Okay. at seam length. Put your stitch length at seam length that you like. And now we sew. Oh, hang on. Let me just see my instructions. I want to make sure that I've got the seam allowance right. Okay. It is the normal seam allowance for the pattern. Now we'll do the other one. Boy. This tape is not the best tape in the world. I'll tell you that. Just straighten things out a little bit. Okay. And look at that. Perfect little zipper panel. Okay. So now, pattern says to flip the panels back so that the wrong sides of both meet. Oh, I never thought of that. You can tape behind right here, put double-sided tape on this seam here and this seam here so that you can tape them nicely back like that. So that's what I'll do. Double-sided tape is your friend if you have an industrial. Not so much a friend when you have a domestic, I learned early on. Unless you are using an alcohol wipe with every couple stitches. It did not like it. And even with an industrial, every once in a while you have to double check and make sure that it's not, your needle isn't too sticky, because it can cause your stitches to go all wonky. And we don't want wonky stitches. Okay. So take the backing off. And push that back nicely against that tape. the same with the lining. Just kind of have to hold the zipper and then press it back nice. Oops, sorry. Press it back nice. Okay, and now you're going to top stitch. Yeah, it doesn't say to top stitch down at the bottom or to baste it close, but I think I will. I just like to have these two edges not flopping around. So what I like to do is just clip the bottom edges together. Like so. And then you're gonna baste this closed and then top stitch around here, here, and here. And we're gonna do that with both of them. So let's get the other one ready as well. Pull it nicely back. Just finger pressing it. If you have cotton on both sides, go ahead and press this. That'll make a really nice edge. And you shouldn't need double-sided tape if you're going to do that. And same with the lining. Just finger press it nicely. Okay, smooth it, and then take some clips and clip that bottom edge. I just lost my tape. Make sure these line up really nicely so that they're not uneven. Same over here. Okay. So now you want to put it on your basting stitch, your basting stitch length. And we are going to start here and just do a top stitch of 1/8 of an inch. And that's not giving anything away because top stitching is always 1/8 of an inch unless otherwise stated. Okay. And up. And across. These threads out of the way so they don't cause a nest. one panel done. I think I'll change back to my other foot because that was catching my fabric. I don't like that. I think that's it for zippers anyways, because we've already got our zipper done for the interior zipper pocket. Okay. Just double checking. Yep. Perfect. Okay, we're going to do the same thing again. I think I did that upside down last time, but that's okay. Threads. There we go. So, the next step is okay, we're going to go back. I know I'm all over the place, but we're going to start the lining. So we're going to take our gussets, our gusset pieces, our gusset lining pieces. Put this aside for now. Gusset lining pieces. Where are my gusset lining? Okay, hang on. There's the bottom. And there's the gussets. Okay, so I am on page 18 if you're following along. And I am on step 29. It says to follow the same steps as the exterior and then sew at a certain seam allowance. So that is what we were doing right now. Okay. Okay, so we're going to clip those. Might as well clip it to the other side as well. Okay, and we will do that at the specified seam allowance. Make sure that your stitch length is back at seam length, not top stitching length or basting length. And the other side, same thing. I'm going to run out of bobbin soon, I can tell, but I've got another full bobbin just waiting here. I was actually prepared for once. Now it also says to top stitch. You don't usually top stitch a lining, but I'll do it. And if you guys choose to do that, that's up to you too. And it says to top stitch the bottom. So that's what I'll do. Put your stitch length back up to top stitching length if that's what you're doing. Let's see if I can do it without breaking the thread. Yeah. Perfect. Make sure you clip those jump threads. You jumped over to the next seam. There you go. Okay. Now we want to take the main lining panel and add the reference marks that are included in the pattern. Sorry, buddy. It's my dog. He's down here with me. Okay, there's my two main linings. And you'll see that there are, oh, I only see one. Oh, that's, yeah. Okay, so there's going to be a mark here, and they also want you to mark your centers, of course. So we're going to make those 3 marks. I'm going to make my centers first. On both pieces. Oh, I already did that one. Then we're going to take our pattern piece, and what I'm going to do is, what I do when I print out my patterns is I print out 2 of each pattern piece if there's a fold line, and then I turn it upside down and I tape them together. So the other line would be on this side. So I'm just going to transfer that to right there. And then I'm going to clip it to my lining and just make little clips where those lines are. And you want to make sure that that middle line here is lining up with that snip you just made, so that everything comes out nice and perfect. Okay, now a little snip. Little snip. We're going to do that to the other piece as well. Make sure that middle is lining up. Snip. And snip. Okay. So now you are going to do the lining same way that you would do the exterior. You're going to get your gusset, line up the top, and clip it. Oh, I gotta find the middle of my bottom. Should have done that beforehand, but I didn't. I'm going to do that on both sides. Okay, and you want to line up that mark with the middle of your main panel. And clip it. And then clip it to the top here. And then it's just a case of clipping around. Use as many clips as you want. No shame. When you get to those curves, you can leave them if you like and go back and do a straight edge here, and then see how much you need to snip it with your scissors to get it to fit in properly. So, I mean, I wouldn't say it's too terribly bad, but the gusset is bigger than the, that's a problem. Gusset is bigger than the, Oh, okay. It says the gusset may be as much as 1/4 inch too long depending on your fabric choice. If so, trim to make them even. Okay. The problem is that there's a very distinct width and a distinct, let me see what I can do here. I shall figure this out. Maybe what I'll do is I'll take my pattern piece, there it is, and I'll just, bring it down 1/4 inch on each side. That should be okay. Okay. So I'll make a few 1/4 inch marks here. And then I'll line that pattern piece up to it and trim it off. Line it up there, line it up there. And then just trace. Trim it off. Okay, and let's do that on the other side. Line it up to the pattern piece. Trace. Okay. Let me know in the comments if you're here, all right? Then I can let Brandy know. She likes to take attendance for the classes. Oh, I think that's going to make all the difference. Yep, it looks good. Now, it's amazing what a 1/4 inch can do. Perfect. Okay, and the other side. And now what we're going to do with the gussets is we're going to start off at the seam allowance, and then we're going to make it a little bit bigger. I'd say go to about here with normal seam allowance, and then make it a little bit bigger as you go all the way around, and then come back on this side, back right about here, get back to your normal seam allowance. And that is step number 31 on page 19. It's okay. That's my dog whining, if you're wondering. Oh, sorry guys. Keep forgetting where my camera is pointing. Okay, this one might have to be eased in just a little bit more. But that's okay. Just remember it's a lining. So if there's a couple little tucks here and there, it's not a huge deal. I know we all want to be perfect. We're bag makers, but sometimes a little tuck is gonna have to be good enough. So we start out normal seam allowance. Get down to about here. And now you can start widening out. Looks like I'm going to need my stiletto. And this is just all so that it fits nicer into the exterior. Looks like we have to do a little bit of tugging just to get that to ease in a little bit. There we go. And look at that. It's all eased in. That's what's nice about cotton, is you can sometimes just give it a little bit of a tug and then it'll all ease in. I was doing waterproof canvas for my linings for the longest time, and I really like it, especially for diaper bags and makeup bags and that kind of thing. But then I started going back to cottons because it's just, like I said, you can stretch it a little bit when it's not fitting properly, and you can't do that with waterproof canvas. It's not stretchable. Okay, let's take a few off and start stretching. This is going to work for this one. We'll see. No. Oh no! Of course. Oh, now is when I run out of bobbin. Like I said, I knew it was going to happen. Just was hoping it wasn't going to happen then. Right in the middle of a curve. Oh, come on. Well, I guess I'm going to have to stop doing that. See what I've done here? When I have to put my bobbins to bed, I hate that they come unraveled all the time, so I will take the hanging piece of thread and put it through one of the holes in the bobbin, and it keeps it from unraveling. But now, because this one is so full, I can't push it back through. Just give me a second. We will figure this out. Come on. Oh, that's not it. Where is it? Okay, I'm gonna have to cut a few threads and hope that it, there we go. Nope. There we go. Now I got it. But not for long. Okay, found it. Never thought changing a bobbin would take so long. Okay, back to this. Oh, supposed to go back out. There we go. Not bad, not bad, not bad. And we're going to do the same with the other side, except you have to leave an opening to turn the bag through. And then we will pull the bottom through the pocket when it's time. Oops. Did I not do the... Oh, okay. I didn't do the bottom center on this pocket. So let's do that now. And maybe... Well, we've already done that. So we don't have to worry about snipping the gusset again because it's already been done. Let's clip that in the center. And then up at the top here. Oh, there goes a clip. Nope, I'll leave it. Thank you. Well, that one fit really nicely. I hope it still does when I'm sewing it. Sometimes they trick you. Okay, and now you want to make a little line, two little lines between, or actually you can just leave it open in between these two seams here. But you might want to put a line to remind you, because you might forget while you're sewing. Right there and right there is where you want to stop and start. And again, we're going to start at the seam allowance for a little bit and then make our way out to a larger seam allowance. Okay, back stitch. And if you want, you can do a 90-degree turn. That just adds a little strength to your seam when it comes time to pull your bag through. Let me just grab that. We're going to do the same on this side. Going to come up with a 90-degree. And continue with that bigger seam allowance. About here, let's start going to that smaller seam allowance. There we go. Snip all our threads. Take all the clips off. Move on to the next part, which is we want to get the contrast band now and add those reference marks to that as well. Contrast band right here. Ooh, that got folded not so nicely into my little bin here. find our centers first of all. That's the best way to start. Find the centers of our contrast band here. Top and bottom. May as well while we're here. Both pieces. Okay. Once we have our middles, we're going to, clip our middles so that they line up with the middle of the pattern piece as well. Yep. And then we can make those clips, which are here, here, I have to find these ones. Here and here. Okay. Do the same with the other piece. Clip those centers so they line up. And then snip, 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 and snip. Okay. I think this is all I need of this pattern piece. That can go done. Okay, so now we sew both ends of this piece together, like on these short ends here, at the seam allowance specified on number 33 on page 19. Okay. I'm going to open the seam allowances and top stitch on each side. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put double-sided tape on each side so that they open up nicely. And then we'll top stitch on each side. press those down nice. Finger press. Okay, we do the same on the other side. There we go. Now we top stitch on both sides. And so put your stitch length up at your top stitch length. Top stitch both sides. Other side. Go. Okay, and we've already done the zipper panel, so the next step is putting it onto the lining. You want to mark the centers of our zipper panel. So fold these two ends together, clip your centers, same on the other side. And I like my zipper to the back, which means the zipper will be going the same way. It'll be closing this direction. The same direction as my zipper pocket is how this zipper will be going. So you want to clip that on there. Okay. Yeah, we're just going to clip this on here. And we will be going past this seam, so if you want, you can just open that seam up so that there's less bulk there. See what I mean here? Okay, same on this side. Open that seam up if you like, so that you have less bulk. And clip it. Now you can just clip one at a time if you prefer, but I'm going to do both. Open up that seam again. Excuse the barking. Continue to clip. Open that seam up. And we are just going to baste this zipper panel and this zipper panel. Just baste it at 1/8 of an inch. Over here. Place this. Snip. Okay, and now we're going to add the contrast band. Okay, and the contrast band, I don't think I snipped my centers. Here. Snip your center. Snip your center. Because the seams of the contrast band are going to go on those centers. So you want it to go down this direction, okay? The curvy end is facing down towards the bottom of the lining. And you want to, oh, the lining should be right side out. And you want these seams at the centers. Make sure those zipper ends are out of the way. You can clip them if you want, just until you're finished sewing. Make sure you're not getting them in the way there. There we go. Okay. Clip. And then here is where you're going to match those marks. You want to match your centers first of all. And then all those little marks that you cut on that other side there, if I can find them. I think that one might be for that. Yeah, that one's for that seam right there. So you can clip in between there. And then I think I've lost my marks, my little snips that I made, but that's okay. It's just a very small area between this seam and the middle, so it's all right. Okay, let's go over to this side. Mark that first snip up with your seam there. And get it all around. Match up your centers. Match up your seam to the center of your gusset. Match that first mark up to your seam. And there we go. One more. Match that mark up with that seam. Okay, now we can sew that together at the seam allowance that is specified, step number 49 on page 24. Okay. Make sure you're back to your shorter seam length, stitch length, I mean, for seams. There goes another clip, because Dawn wasn't watching. now we want to pull this up, pull your zipper panel up. We want to make sure that the seams are facing down, and then we are going to top stitch on the lining here. Okay? Let me make sure I've got that right. Press the seam allowance to lining panel and top stitch towards lining panel. Yeah, right here. Okay, let's top stitch that. I'm going to turn it inside out again to do that. Put that at your bigger seam allowance for top stitching. And make sure you just gently tug as you're making your way around. There you go. Top stitching done. I think it's safe to remove our little clips off of our zippers now. And there you go. Lining is done. Excuse me. Lining done. So next week all we have to do is put the 3 pieces of the exterior together and then attach them to the lining, and we're done, other than putting a zipper end, a zipper pull and a zipper end on here, and putting our straps on. Oh, we also have to do that. We also have to put our connectors on. I'm going to be using metal connectors. I just got some new ones from Bringberry today, so I'll be using those. So that's it for today. And I hope to see you all next week, and we will finish this bag. Thanks for watching.